Bread Bake Off Holiday Club. Here we are back in the bread baking kitchen, and as I start every day, I'm going to be making a loaf of bread. So I've got my flour mixture with my salt and my yeast here ready to go, and my water. So I'm going to add all of that. I've measured it out, stir it round. Now then, time for you to get fit. Can you do some stirring in your imaginary bowl? Could you find yourself something to pretend stirring with? So you need lots of strength when you're stirring bread. Oh, and I'm getting this smell of that lovely yeast working with the flour to make the flour all stretchy, and it's ready to tip out onto my board. So you know that this is my favourite bit. Here's the flour. Whoop! Are you ready? Yes, let's get this flour, and time to tip out the bread. Here we go. Oh, there we go. That came out really well. Just get rid of the sticky bits off here. Oh, I'm going to need some more flour because that's very sticky today. And are we ready for some kneading and some running on the spot? Can you do some running on the spot while I'm kneading the bread? Need a bit more flour here. Oh, there we go. You sprinkle some flour. Do it with your right hand and your left hand. Right hand, left hand sprinkling flour. Kneading the bread. You knead it twice with the right, twice with the left, twice with the right, twice with the left. Give it a good old knead. Press down really hard. You ready? So we're going to do 1, 2 with the right, 1, 2 with the left, 1, 2 with the right, 1, 2 with the left, and then up to the sky, and back out to the front, and then back to my dough. Oh, it's nearly there. Can feel it getting all stretchy and springy. It's when it goes all stretchy and springs back, we know it's ready. A little bit more flour, but more sprinkling of the flour. There we are. That's my bread ready to go into my I'm going to make 2 loaves today, into my 2 loaf tin. So I'm going to split it down the middle, give it another final little bit of a knead, and roll it into a squishy shape, and then press it down really hard. There we are. And one in this side, press it down really hard. And then I'm going to find a cloth, got one here hiding, to cover it over, and we'll come back and have a look at that later and see if that's proving. Well, it's time for our last 2-minute challenge. Are you ready? So we've had something beginning with W for the water. We've had things that give flavour for F for flour. We've had things that we bake with for bread, B for bread. And we had S, things that were sweet yesterday. Well, today's challenge is the thing that the bread goes into to cook, and that is O for oven. So what I would like you to do, just like my timer is, here's a clue, things that are orange or things that begin with O. So things that are orange or things that begin with O. Are we ready? Get, set, and go! Oh, keep your eye on that timer. Things that begin with O. I've got to find things that begin with O. I'm looking for things that begin with O. How are we doing? And the time is up. How have you got on? Lots of things beginning with O. Hope you've all come back, not lost anybody. Shall you see? I've got lots of things. I think I like orange because I've got lots of orange things. So I found an orange bag and an orange crayon and an orange felt pen. It's got an orange top and an orange pencil with footballs on. And I found an orange, and I found some orange Lego bricks, and I found an orange cup, and one thing I found beginning with O, and that was O for owl. So I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that were orange, and I thought I was going to find that really hard. 9 if you count my timer. All of those things beginning with O. O for orange. Wonder what you found. Did you find anything beginning with the letter O like my owl? How did you get on? Wonder if you got a higher score than I did. Well, it's almost time for our story, so I'm just going to go and pop off and get what I need for this story. Just keep your eye on Mr. Mouse, won't you? Because you know what he's like when I disappear. He sometimes disappears too. Just going to top up my cup too. Have you seen what my cup is today? I'll put it forwards. Can you see? It's a hedgehog today, but it needs some more tea in it. I'll be back in just a moment. Well, I'm back. Oh no. Oh no. The scales are empty. Did you see him go? Oh, I wonder where he's gone. You didn't see him? Oh, Mr. Mouse, where are you now? Just listening, because I think I can hear snoring. Listen really carefully. Can you hear snoring? I'm sure I can hear snoring. He can't be far away.
Dreaming of pots and pans and washing up, and I'm sure I can hear Nicola. I'm sure I can hear her. Oh dear, have I fallen asleep again? Where am I? I'm in the cutlery drawer. Oh no, and what am I sleeping on? A tea towel. Oh.
He can't be far away. I don't know. Keep listening. See if he turns up. Anyway, it is time for our story now. So I'm going to get my Bible over here that I've got. Got my lovely children's Bible here that I really like reading stories from. It's great. And this one's called The Servant King and A Meal to Remember. It's got 2 titles. I wonder what today's words are. Well, our story begins with a special meal. The time of year it was Passover, and that was the time when God's people remembered. Do you remember God's people in our first story, right back at the beginning on day 1, who were looking for the promised land, the Israelites who'd escaped from Egypt? Well, they had a special festival called Passover, and that was a special time when they got together and they ate special food to remember that they had managed to escape from Egypt. And Jesus and his friends were getting ready to have a Passover meal together in an upstairs room. Now, this is where Jesus did something very, very strange, or it was to all the people who were there, his friends. Because do you know what he did? He took off his outside clothes, so his coat and his cloak, and he got a towel and he tied it tight round his waist. And then he got a bowl of water. I wonder, what do you think he did with that bowl of water? He washed everybody's feet. Now that was normally the job of a servant. None of his friends, the disciples, would have thought that Jesus would have washed their feet. And Peter, he was a bit shocked. He was saying, "You can't wash my feet." You see, the thing was, feet back all that time ago, people only wore sandals. They didn't wear shoes. And the streets were very, very dirty, and not just mud. There was all sorts of things in the road because there were lots of animals who went up and down the road. It was really stinky dirty, and it all ended up on their feet. And so Jesus, showing that he was, not only was he very special to them, but also that he thought they were very important too, he washed their feet. It would normally have only been the person who did that, the veriest lowliest of servants. And Peter said, "You can't do that. You can't do that." But Jesus wanted them to know that he was a servant king. He wasn't a king who'd come to rule and be bossy, but he'd come to serve. A king that had come to save us. It's an unusual thing, isn't it? Anyway, he said to Peter, "You've got to let me wash away the dirt." And that made Peter quite sad. And Jesus said, "I'm doing this because I love you. And I love you so much that I'm doing this, and I want you to love each other." Now, they got to the time when they were all sat round the table and they were going to share a meal together. I need a couple of things now. See if they're hiding in my house. I need a cup. Got a special cup here. And I need something. Hoping it's wrapped up in this cloth here. Ooh, there we go. Let's see what's wrapped up here. Because Jesus said to his friends, look there, that's some bread that I made yesterday. Now, Jesus said, someone is going to betray me. And he said, I've got to go away and leave you. And it will be very, very sad. But I'm going to return to my Father in heaven. So Jesus took, first of all, he took the loaf of bread and he picked it up and he broke it. And he tore it in half and he broke it. And then he shared it around amongst the disciples. So he tore up the loaf and he said, I'm breaking this bread and sharing it with you. And he said, my body's going to be like this bread. It's going to break. And the cup here that's full of wine will remind you that I'm going to give up my life for everybody here and for all the people. And he said, whatever you do, he said, I want you to remember that this is a very special meal. So it wasn't just a lump of bread that he broke up. He was saying, this is a remembering meal. This is special bread that you'll eat. And when you drink wine, you'll remember me. And you'll be remembering me in your hearts. And Jesus said, whenever you eat and drink, it's a special meal that people eat in church. It's called communion. People get together and they share bread and wine and they remember Jesus. And Jesus said to his friends, he said, I want you to remember that whenever you drink and eat a meal together and you share bread and wine, I want you to remember that I rescued you. I came to save you. And he said, you're going to be very sad, but he said, not for long, because God's special helper will come and will be with you, and you will be filled up with a happiness, a forever happiness. So don't be afraid. You're my friends and I love you. So a special meal. Jesus showed them that he was a servant king. And then he shared that very, very special bread. Just an ordinary loaf. But he said, when you eat that bread and when you drink from this cup, remember me. Remember I came to rescue you. And remember that I love you. Well, that's a great story. And it's one that we often hear around about Easter time. You might have heard that story before. But it's about a special meal, and that special meal, 2,000 years after Jesus died on the cross, people still remember that special meal of bread and wine and remember Jesus. So I wonder, what will be our word that we'll write on here today? What do you think it might be? God saves us and loves us. And that special remembering meal helps us remember that. Well, I'm going to pop off now and just see if I can find Mouse. So keep your eye out for him just in case he turns up. And then when I get back, it will be time for us to sing our song together. So I'll see you in... I couldn't find him. Did you see him? Did you see him anywhere? I couldn't find him. I went all round the house. Couldn't find him anywhere. I even looked in the garden to see if he'd fallen asleep in his hammock again. Couldn't find him anywhere. Anyway, as I said, time for our song now. So I hope you're going to join with me in the actions, and it's our last verse today. And there's an extra special little bit at the end of the chorus, which we can sing and do the actions together. So here we are for the last time on day 5, our special song, God is Here.
For God is with me every hour of every day. God is taking care of me and God is showing me the way. God knows me and God loves me, God below, beside, above me. I know that God will save me when I fall. God keeps me safe and loves me, God is with me all day long. And God will save me from myself when I am doing wrong. I know that God is with me and God helps me every day. That's why I like to sing God's songs, that's why I like to pray. For God is like a Mars bar when I work or rest or play. God is here, God is here. For God is with me every hour of every day. God is taking care of me and God is showing me the way. God knows me and God loves me, God below, beside, above me. I know that God will save me when I fall. God knows me and God loves me, God below, beside, above me. I know that God will save me when I fall. I know that God will save me when I fall.
Well done, and I hope that you remember that song and can remember those actions. Well, it's time now to go and find out what Sam's challenge is for us today. And I think it involves jumping. Lots of jumping. Let's go over to Sam.
Hello everyone, so for today's challenge you will need 2 chairs and something you can string between the 2 chairs. I've used a skipping rope and you need to see how many times you can jump over the rope in 30 seconds. I'm going to give it a go. Let's go. Oh, that wore me out. 46.
out of puff with that challenge. I need to have another drink of my cup of tea. Oh, that took lots and lots of energy. It's almost time for us to finish on our last day. And I'm hoping that Mr. Mouse might turn up and do the memory verse for the last time. He did say he would. So I'm going to go off and he won't know. But I'm going to listen at the door to see whether he does turn up and do the memory verse. So I shall be watching and listening. Anyway, let's hope he turns up while I'm hiding behind the door. See you soon. Yes, it's the last day in the Bake Off kitchen, and I've been watching lots of bread being made by Nicola, and I've got my recipe book here, and all my ingredients here, and although I've been very sleepy, yes, I must remember why I'm here. Yes, it's the last day, and it's my job, as you know, to do the memory verse. So for the last time, day 5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That's Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. So for the last time on day 5, will you all do this with me? We'll do it quite quickly now. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Oh, well done, everybody. Oh, well done. I hope Nicola will be pleased that we've done that. And it's been so lovely being here with you all these 5 days. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. So, bye for now. Bye. Well done, Mr. Mouse. I was listening at the door and I heard you doing the memory verse. I've missed it every day for the first 4 days, but today I heard you do it, so well done. That was brilliant. And it really is time for us to finish now. So this is the last, and that's a dog barking, wanting to come in. I think I better go and let her in. Hang on a moment. Come on, Pippin. Come on. Come on. That's Pippin, Mr. Mouse. Pippin wanting to go out into the garden. She's gone in the garden now. Did you see her go? Yes, so it is the last day in the Bake Off kitchen, and I hope you've enjoyed being with us. We will be back to show you our crafts, and you've got one last bag of crafts to do. So have fun, and don't forget to practice all those challenges and to see how many you can do. And we'll see you back later to show you what we've been making. But thank you so much for joining us this week. It's been a great deal of fun, and we look forward to seeing you hopefully in person next time. Take care, and thank you for joining us. Bye. Say bye, Mr. Mouse. Bye. Bye.
For God is with me every hour of every day. God is taking care of me, and God is showing me the way. God knows me and God loves me, God below, beside, above me. I know that God will save me when I fall.